Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Sunday. This is our daily reading. We'll take a look at current situation and the influences around that situation. I'm going to use the Somnia Tarot Illustrated Edition for the reading and the Illustrated Edition for clarifying. And I'm going to give it a couple more shuffles. Keep in mind this is a collective reading. Let's get started. Okay, what we got? Current situation. Wheel, present influence, 8 of Cups, future influence, 7 of Pentacles, what we don't see, Lovers, what to look for, 9 of Wands, unexpected, 3 of Cups, challenge, Sun. Well, we don't want that as a challenge. Strength, 5 of Swords, but that's good because you're going to fight for that. Where does this all lead? Magician, 6 of Cups, and Knight of Wands. We've been getting that Knight of Wands a lot. Advice. 9 of Swords. 7 of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. I mean, overall, there's not a lot of swords, but they're in kind of key positions here, though. I will say that with the 5 of Swords and the Strength, and the 9 of Swords as a piece of advice. And overall with the bottom of the deck, I just kind of look at this as a kind of the basis of things. And the 7 of Swords is all about, well, the 7 of Swords can be about theft. It can be about, it kind of depends on where it falls, right, in the deck, like, or in the spread, because the 7 of Swords can absolutely be about taking something back as well. However, with this, so those are just the meanings or the general meanings of the 7 of Swords. But when I look at this one in this deck, it's not just the taking of the swords. It feels to me very like, because it's on his back, it feels heavy, right? And then it also feels like this isn't easy. However you are taking this, like, are you taking something back, or are you, and I don't think of this in the way of stealing. I might use the word, but not really in that sense. Okay, so you're taking something back, but this is not an easy thing for you. It feels like I'm feeling pretty deep about, I want my life back and I need to take it back. And I feel like that's what the reading's about. It's not really about any one thing necessarily. It could be. For everybody, it's going to be a little bit different. But I feel like it's a very overall, I gotta take my life back. I've got to get it back. And the wheel is in our current situation, which the reminder is here that time is moving and we've got to, look at that. And I feel like things are definitely moving where they are supposed to go. So it is, spiritually where your highest good is intending to take you. And again, keep in mind, these are general. So if I was doing a personal reading, it might be more specific, but I have to be more open due to the fact that it's collective. And but I feel like, well, with these two cards, and I feel the same way with the 8 of Cups, it's also a very spiritual feeling to me. And I feel like what this is you're looking at what your life means to you, and you're saying, okay, how do I change this? I want to move towards a better tomorrow or situation. But in doing so, I need to leave something that's important to me behind. And I feel like with this wheel here too is you don't feel like you have a lot of time for some reason. There's something that's telling you hurry or time's running out. Because I also look at that wheel in this deck, it's on fire. So there is an urgency a little bit here. But I feel like with this Eight of Cups, there's an unsureness feeling too of what do I do? The good thing is with the Seven of Pentacles in your future influence is that, you're going to look at this and say, I think what's going to happen here in the future is the realization of whether the work that you're doing is paying off. Again, this feels hard to me. And this is the realization of, okay, everything I'm doing is working or not working. Overall, I feel like it is working just with the other cards. Let's clarify that Seven of Pentacles to get a little more clarity here. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles. Nine of Wands, Hermit, and the Fool. Nine of Wands, the hard, yeah, this is all about the hard work. Okay, yes, the Fool is clarifying that you will know exactly what you need to do with the Seven of Pentacles. So whether you keep going in the same direction or not, that doesn't matter. It's the idea that the Fool is going to be there. The Nine of Wands, sticking to something and saying, okay, I'm going to complete this because I've spent a lot of time, Hermit, on, looking at this, and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do what I need to do next, whatever that is to you. I feel like too, it's like, I think there's a real big, realization here with that, Seven of Pentacles. And I think that's an important card because, I've heard some tarot speakers say that that's, is it worth the squeeze? Just worth the squeeze or whatever. But it is. It's all that hard work is coming around and you will know, do I continue in this direction or not? The Lovers is in what you don't see. Now, this could very well be a choice or a person. Absolutely. The Lovers are, can be choices. That card absolutely can be about choices. It also can be about a partnership. And is there anything we need to know about this Lovers? I feel like this is somebody trying to make a decision. So for those of you who have someone in the past as far as romance or maybe even a friendship, it could be anything, but it feels to me like they're going to be coming to making a choice as well, like what they want to do in the situation. But it could be you. Sorry, dropped a card. Tell me more about the Lovers, please. Star, Four of Cups, Knight of Coins. That's your dreams, that's your wishes, that's your desires, and what you've been focused on is happening. It's just moving slowly so there is forward movement back here by somebody, and they're definitely considering, because this is your dreams, or maybe theirs, but they're moving towards you. It's just slow. They're really wanting to make sure that they handle this correctly, I guess, maybe, or that they come across the way they want to, or they want to make sure they're handling it correctly. Then we have the Nine of Wands and what to look for. That always tells me, always, especially in this position, if it feels like you can't make it, Know that you can. It's just that anytime we get to the ending of anything, that's the hardest part, because there's not only you're getting tired, right? Because you've worked hard at something, but there's also the anticipation of whether you can do it or not. So there's that, as well as the just the realization that this is hard. Can I keep going? And I'm tired. What's going to happen? All of those things add up, and they make it even harder to some degree. I mean, sometimes that the anticipation can be kind of fun, but at the same time, it can be hard because it can also tire you out. I mean, I hope that makes sense. And then, what about this Three of Cups and the unexpected? I want to know more about that guy, because I do feel like there is a celebration, and that doesn't mean a party. It means like a coming together, even if it's a conversation or a realization with someone else. This is not just you alone. Tell me more about the Three of Cups. Page of Swords, Page of Wands, King of Swords. I feel like I feel like with the Page of Swords, I think there could have been someone keeping an eye on things. And I feel like with the Page of Wands, there is like, okay, um, let's do this. Let's not think too hard about it. However, I think the King of Swords is someone else. It doesn't have to be a male, but it is the if there's someone else in your life that maybe you're waiting to come back around, that's this person, and they're very ultra focused. And if they do come around, or when they do, they may be not super empathetic when they do. But I think that that's them. Like, they're not like trying to pull the wool over you or anything. But I do feel like it is the Page of Swords. I don't get this very often. I've gotten it the last couple days where I feel like someone's watching, and they're going, okay, I'm watching this. Now I need to. Page of Wands can be a message, but I feel like they're going to go, okay, let's not think too hard. But then again, I still want to go where I want to go. It's that kind of feeling, like it's a little bit mixed, which the Three of Cups can be. So so I feel like that's going to be someone coming back around, flat out. And it could be even a situation. So keep in mind, this is collective. So I want to make sure that this isn't necessarily just love. It could be an idea, it could be work, it could be so many different things. So please take that as it resonates. The sun is in our challenge, and I don't think it's as much I'm challenged in being happy as it is finding happiness. It doesn't mean you're not, like, some of us are, like, we could be sad or upset, but the main goal here is finding joy with this, the work that you've been putting in. It's finding the joy. And I think that's becoming very important. It's not just about one thing or another thing, it's joy in general, not just about this one situation. It's more umbrella. I want to be joyful on a day to day. I just want to enjoy things. And I feel like this situation, if you've been ultra focused on it by any, sense of the word, it might be taking away joy from other life areas. Instead of going, you know what, I can put that aside, deal with that when I can, but I need to be joyful day in and day out. Tell me more about the sun. Six of Swords, Knight of Wands again, Four of Wands. I think this is the decision on, with the Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Wands. The challenge is, where do I really go? Six of Swords. because you have the Knight of Wands headed towards that Six of Swords and then the celebration. You really are challenged in deciding how to deal with this. I'm going to say like the Four of Wands is coming together with somebody and having a conversation or whatever, but is this really, I feel like, okay, if you look at these two cards, the Knight of Wands is facing the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about, moving forward, moving to a better place, or not a better place in that sense, like moving out of stormy waters or rocky waters into smoother, a better place. The Knight of Wands is facing that. And it's like, to me, that's the decision, right? You're going, I want to do this, but I keep pulling myself back. And I feel like overall, it's, that's the challenge. If I, how do I just keep moving? Because there's something here about something keep pulling you back to that situation, whether that's just someone on your mind or it's that important to you, or it's it's right here in the forefront of your brain. So you keep coming back to that. And that is what is making the sun a challenge, making that joy a challenge. It's not that you can't be happy, it's just you keep going back. And when we keep going back and we don't move forward, we struggle with, we struggle because life is about moving forward. Again, with that wheel smack in your current situation, that's about forward movement. That's about time moving on. It's about things moving on. Five of Swords in your strength. I kind of like it. Ace of Cups, World. There's the Five of Swords. That's to me, being in this position though, it's knowing that you can overcome these ropes that are holding you back. It's just, it's hard, when we try to overcome anything, it's hard. So we have the Ace of Cups, the World, and the Six of Wands here. I smiled because I feel like it's, you will know whether to, if you're wanting to start something, you know exactly what you need to do to be successful at it. And I feel like too, there is this feeling with that Six of Wands. It's not just about you recognizing, you're being recognized. That's why I get that with that Page of Swords. Someone's watching you. Someone knows. They know. They know. Where does this lead? It leads to the Magician and the Six of Cups, and then it goes to the Knight of Wands. So I do feel like there's a replay here with the Knight of Wands. It's going back in, and then there's going to be a replay. So when I say replay, something is definitely happening and it's going to happen again. The Magician, I feel like there is still going to be a little bit of deception. Again, and we've talked about this before. There is nothing negative deception here. I feel like that if this is about someone and they come back around, they may not be 100% honest, and it's going to feel exactly like it has in the past. However, I feel like what they are not being 100% honest isn't about you, it's about them. And maybe they don't want to show some kind of weakness, or they don't want to admit to something. And it's not deceptive. It's more protection for themselves. Even though if this is going to be a solid relationship, we don't want to be, deceived in any way, whether it's innocent or not. And the Six of Cups, though, there is, you will start feeling like you have in the recent past. I think for some of you, that's going to be very positive. And I think for some of you, it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. It is. And then we have the Knight of Wands again at the very end of the reading. Now, the Knight of Wands, I feel like this is going to be on some kind of replay where the same situation happens. So, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, because maybe there's enough knowledge here that when it replays, there can be discussion or answers. But I feel like there's a feeling of moving forward and then going back and then moving forward and then I feel like it happens a couple times and then things solidify here. So what do we got? We have the Nine of Swords in your advice. I want to say don't worry, don't stress. I would watch stress. I would watch anxiety. I would, if you are tend to lean towards anxious moments, stressful moments, look at how to deal with those. And that's when we need to revert our brain. And that's hard. I'm not, I suffer from anxiety, so I understand that it's not like you snap your fingers and you can come out of it. It doesn't work that way. But there is ways to deal with it. It's not easy. I haven't been real successful. I really haven't. I mean, the only thing that really kind of can take away my panic attacks or anxiety is a bath. I get into, and because the warm water or the change in temperature, maybe the body temperature, helps me to like kind of release that anxiousness. It doesn't take it completely away, but it definitely settles it down. For those of you who have anxious moments, we go from anxiety to panic, and it stinks and it's hard and you can't like get out of it, and we relive things. Those are dangerous. They can be very dangerous. And so anyone that's dealing with that, one of the things that a psychologist told me one time is to like put your head into a really cold bucket of water. And what that does is it tells your physical body, it changes what your physical body is focused on, because it's going to focus on that cold water. And I mean ice cold. And I think that's why the baths work, because it changes your body temperature, makes you understand that what you're feeling is not real, because anxiety is thoughts, and we get caught up in them, and it's changing your physical body. However, temperature works well because you can control that, and it does help. Is it perfect? No. But it does help if you ever are in that position where you don't feel like you can come out of it. Just even splashing cold water in your face, it doesn't work quite as well, but because it has to be uncomfortable. It has to be physically uncomfortable, not emotionally uncomfortable, physically uncomfortable. Anyway, so there's your little tidbit on how to deal with anxiety if you have a panic attack or getting into those anxious moments. Is there anything else we need to know today? That came from a psychologist, and most of his, suggestions work if I followed his guidance. I'm so stubborn. I don't always do what people tell me to do. Moon, Page of Cups. I feel like there's going to be clarity really soon here with the moon, because this moon tells me that he's climbing out of the murky water. So even if you're feeling kind of like you don't, that things aren't clear, things will start clearing up. I do feel like you will get a message here really soon with the Page of Cups. It will be kind, for sure, 100%. And at least a thoughtful message. And the King of Pentacles, I feel like if you're waiting for someone, to message you or to have a conversation, that would be this person. And for others of you, this is just the idea of being in a position where I think what this is too is looking at it from a more grounded perspective, and not taking control in like an emperor kind of way, like, got this. It's more taking control in a soft, this is my life. This is what I have. And I need to take care of myself and my family, or whatever that looks like to you, because we all have those things that are extremely important to us. So there you have your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Have a beautiful day.